There was an idea. Bring together a group of remarkable people. See if they could become something more. See if they could work together when we needed them to. Fight the battles that we never could.
Well, hello there, City Skylines enthusiasts, and welcome back to Skylines 6 Summer Vacation. My name is Flybox, and I do hope you all enjoy this little journey with me today. The Skylines 6 are a group of city builders that join forces to do great things in the world. In City Skylines. The Summer Vacation is a City Skylines multiplayer collaboration with some of the most amazing builders you have ever seen. If you're not familiar with City Skylines multiplayer, it is essentially a save game passed around between multiple builders building on one city. The current Summer Vacation build is sadly nearing its close, but I do think the city is looking truly amazing so far with all the contributions. So, what am I going to build for you today? Well, I am a movie fanatic and I would like to recreate a fictional movie destination from one of my all-time favorites, Edward Scissorhands. The movie is set in a fictional town, but I recently found out that it was actually filmed in a real-life location, and the houses were not actually sets, but filming happened on Tinsmith Circle, Carpenter's Run in the town of Lutz in Florida. That's where my inspiration for this video comes from. Now, small disclaimer, this is not going to be a one-to-one build, only an inspired build. In the movie, the main character, Edward Scissorhands, resides in castle ruins on top of a mountain overlooking the little town. In true Tim Burton fashion, the town has a strong contrast color-wise to the gray and black dark castle. And speaking of the castle, I decided to start with the castle raising the terrain, trying to create sort of a mountain, the mountain image that we saw that is in the movie, and I think I've done a pretty good job. Obviously, I'm using only vanilla assets, the castle ruins, the castle walls with Find It. Here I'm placing a pedestrian path because my thought process was maybe some of the citizens will use that path and we can have some pedestrian traffic going in there. Then I of course go in and do some shrubbery, some foliage, some of the tall grass clusters just to make the area overgrown and be really like get that abandoned feel to it. And I think like the vegetation does a really good job, as well as the tall grass clusters, some bushes, trees. It just feels very natural. It looks very good, and it looks very abandoned. Here I used a cool shot from the actual movie, which I think came up pretty good. The view up the castle, and then another scene from the movie, super cool. We continue. I used the cemetery. I dragged it all the way over here, made it part of the castle because I thought that was really, really cool. I again used the ruined walls to kind of fence off the cemetery, and then again connected with a walking path and more shrubbery and rock formations to make it look used. I also used this abandoned, broken, it's a pier actually. I don't know why I put it back there, but I think it just kind of looks cool. So just for visuals, basically. Anything that was abandoned, I tried to use in there. And I was pretty pleased with the final result of the castle, actually, with the cemetery. Then came the actual road layout. I tried to stick as close as possible to the original layout of Tinsmith Circle in Lutz in Florida. And you will see I will overlay some images in a few moments as well, so you really have that comparison. I tried to be true to the layout as best as I could, and I think it turned out really, really well, actually. And I'm just having so much fun with this road layout, with this design, building it, and it was just a ton of fun.
I can feel I'm changing. I don't know if I'll ever go back. All the ways that you make me, build me up on the things I lack. I don't ever wanna lose you now. 'Cause I don't think I'll make it here now. 'Cause it's you.
So here I'm finished now, and this is where you can see the actual overlay of Google Maps, the image. The castle is right there where the arrow is pointing at, so that's the design, and I think it turned out pretty good. It turned out pretty okay-ish, and now it is time to place the houses. I placed some of these parks with the ponds to kind of recreate the sources of water that are in this area, and I think also that worked pretty well. Like, we don't have any bodies of water, but in that area there are distinct bodies of water. I think with these parks it worked out kind of good. I added this little stretch of road there to have this building to give it a connection to the road. But since it doesn't really have a road connection, it doesn't really matter, because with the Game Anarchy mod that we have installed, we do not need, or the buildings do not need any service pickup, service coverage. I used the airport apron here to give the concrete look into the roundabout and just covered the edges very sneakily with the vegetation, and I think it worked pretty good. It blended in there super nice. And here we go, placing the houses. Obviously, I went with the mid-century modern content creator pack.
Because it's you and only you.
These look amazing. Wow, here's a quick comparison to the actual movie, a scene from the movie. Obviously, I do not have these pastel colors, but I think it looks pretty decent. I think it looks pretty good. Also, I love that scene in the movie. I did some fencing, some detail work in here as well, just to give it that extra kind of, you know, vibe. Love the fencing, and it worked out really, really well in here. Very nice. I also added the scene of the snow dance in here, or the snow statue that Edward carves for the character of Winona Ryder. This is the movie clip right here, and this was kind of cool because I just used the little snowman asset and just plopped it down in the backyard. I really love this scene in the movie because the ice dance itself, Winona dancing in the snow that Edward creates when carving out the ice statue, and just the music. We got Danny Elfman's score. It's so amazing, very emotional, very dramatic as well. Super cool. Here I had some fun with zoning, and yes, it was as tedious as it looks, but I wanted the variety in buildings. Of course, we do need some walking paths in here. Walkability is the #1 tip for a successful city. Get the citizens off of the roads. They will walk great distances without their car if your city is laid out well for walking. So I obviously loved using the pedestrian paths, some adjustments here and there, but overall I think the visuals as well, super good, amazing. I really enjoyed this build, so good. And yes, more zoning. I've added a small park actually in the castle because I was like, well, nobody's going to walk there, but if you place something there, like a park for instance, the citizens might go up there and walk up there, and it actually worked. I also added this pedestrian walkway. I've connected it to my previous area of the amusement park build, which made a lot of sense, so that there was also a small connection. Then of course I had to connect the entire area to the road network, so I used that road. And here I'm thinking, like, where do I connect this? But it works out pretty good actually, because we have this spot right there, and that's how it looks. And look at that flow, look at that traffic flow, very nice. I moved the ship actually out of the way because I'm building a beach area here, and I thought, oh, that shipwreck, that doesn't look right. It doesn't really belong there. So I built the beach area without it, but I think it looks good where it is now. I wanted to decorate the beach, but I was too lazy to find the single assets, so I just went over and took some of these and placed them on my beach as well. I believe those were from Fast Forward's area, so yeah, I took some of your assets. I just copied them, I didn't steal them completely. Obviously some more decorating. I love to use the pavilions here. So amazing. I love those, to place them and give the citizens a place to relax and enjoy. Here I noticed that it's kind of a Y shape with these tiles. And I was like, huh, maybe I could do something with that. So some dezoning, some urban renewal, and there we go. I'm building my own monument, basically, in the city, in my new area. And there we go, fly, that's me. Okay, this road that actually leads into the area, I decided to create sort of a small shopping area, resting area, rest stop. We put the diner down and some parking lots, of course. And I think I adjust the roads as well to make it look even more nice. And for this area, I kind of thought about the approach that Cities by Diana took in her build with, what about the people that live here? Like, we're building a tourist city in the Skylines 6 summer vacation city, but there's like, what about the people that lived here, right? So I also saw this as sort of a settlement of the residents that previously lived in the in this area before it became like this big tourist town. So I was thinking that is kind of a cool approach. Like, maybe they were even here before, the amusement park was built, and they just had to deal with it basically. Because maybe they also needed the money, income from tourists. I think that's a kind of a cool way to look at it. I used some more assets from the parks tab, from the new parks. I think those are the cafes. And then I actually created another area in here.
I got a piece of my heart that's covered in gold. You know I'm one of a kind, or so I've been told. No matter where we go, I know we're gonna make it. No matter where we go, I know we're not alone. We face it all cause now we know that we can take it. We face it all cause we go big or we go home. Dance like you made it, you found it all. This is paradise. Dance like you made it, you found it all. This is paradise. This is paradise.
Yo!
And then I thought, like, how does it look when you drive into the area? It was kind of bland, empty, and I was like, billboards. We need billboards. Like, the amusement park people, they probably put down billboards to advertise the park, to advertise certain areas where people can spend money. So I decided to add these billboards on this particular road right here, because that would be the area where you drive in, and then they would try to get the residents to spend their money via advertising.
We face it all cause we go big or we go home. Dance like you made it, you found it all. This is paradise. Dance like you made it, you found it all. This is paradise. This is paradise. This is paradise.
Then I go ahead and create a pedestrian area. I raise up the terrain just because I wanted to build a bridge, a pedestrian bridge over the highway exit right here. And I think this turned out very well. I wasn't quite sure about the design, but I eventually got it. And I think I just like this area so much. I always wanted to use this Africa in miniature building, and since it has a hole, like the first time I saw this building, I was like, it would be really cool if a monorail would drive through this building. So that's what I always wanted to do. I never did it. I don't know why, but the Skylines 6 build, I saw my chance, and here we go. Obviously, we needed a monorail station, so I decided to place it here. I'll also do some decorating in that area later, but now it was time for the tracks. And these were kind of finicky to get right, honestly. I ended up deleting them quite a lot and trying to redraw them and having them be the right height once they get over the highway to have them as smooth as possible. Then I figured, you know what, let's just throw the pillar on the pedestrian road and get that as close as possible using Move It. I then lowered or raised the various nodes to try and make it look good. Obviously, we don't have node controller in the mod list, so I couldn't slope the nodes, but I think it's fine. And there's the monorail. Look at it just going through the building. That was so much fun to build, and I just had a blast doing this. Here I'm just doing some micro adjustments to the tracks, and yeah, I think it turned out amazing. I just looked for some buildings that fit in the area, and I love the music club, looks so good. And I ended up using some parks from the Plazas and Promenades DLC, and also some of the wall-to-wall buildings, commercial buildings, because I just love the look of those. They are so cool, and of course I needed something to fill out the space there. This is how it ended up looking, and I just love this area. It looks so good. Obviously, I'm adding some trees and some fencing around the area. Here I go with the seawall just to kind of get that barrier from the highway to have that edge, that raggedy edge, look a bit smoother, look a bit nicer, cleaner, and I think I achieved that pretty okay with the seawalls here.
I'll take a chance and let you in. Just take my hand and take me home tonight.
And of course, some more trees to fill it out to make it look nice and full. And I think this works really well in the area. Did some cleaning up around the tracks, of course. And yeah, that's it. That is my build. I really enjoyed building this. I loved diving into the story of Edward Scissorhands, finding out that the actual filming location was an actual location in real life. It was a developing area at the time, and they paid people a lot of money, homeowners that had just recently bought the houses. They were repainted to fit the pastel colors of the movie, of Tim Burton's vision, and they were reimbursed for that, and obviously everything was painted back to the original state, and then people got to use their house. Like, it was an actual house, it was an actual street, and I thought that was super cool. I just found that out recently. I don't know why. I've been a fan of Tim Burton and that movie in particular for so long. I've never known that. I had so much fun building the castle and trying to make it look somewhat decent as it did in the movie. Overall, if you do not know the movie, please highly recommend do go and check it out, watch it. And if you want to talk with me or anyone else in the crew or the guest builders about this video, this city, or City Skylines in particular, highly recommend you stop by the City of Friends Discord. It is linked in the description below. The Skylines 6 crew and I run it together as a joint Discord, so it is an amazing place to be. Super fun. And please do me a big favor, go and check out all of the amazing builders that participated in this amazing collaboration. Go subscribe to their YouTube channels so to not miss out on any of their content. It is really amazing. I can highly recommend. Next up, we have Cities by Steven with the final episode of the Skylines 6 Summer Vacation. This is me, Flybox, signing out. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and please stay safe out there. Bye.